Thank you very much. It is a great pleasure to be here today, to be in this beautiful setting, to celebrate this great event with all of you who are so passionate about this. This is really the classic example of preaching to the choir, isn't it? But that's okay. That's okay. Maybe we should just sing instead. I am here, and I'm going to use some notes, so I make sure I cover my points in the little bit of time allotted. I'm here representing a longtime partner of the Fish and Wildlife Service. We at the Trust for Public Land are great fans of the terrific work that these hard-working, dedicated folks in the service do. And to that end, the first thing that I want to say is that we at the Trust for Public Land extend our sympathy to the Fish and Wildlife Service over the recent loss of Sam Hamilton. He was our friend, he was a friend to many, he was a leader, and his loss is going to be felt for a long time by many. But more importantly, while he's gone, his impact will be felt for generations to come, and I think that's the thing to celebrate. Moving on to some happier things, though, I think Jane and Russ deserve a big round of applause. For the job they have done here. You know, they have the difficult job of juggling land management needs and protection efforts that are unique to this refuge system. This entire coastal complex system is unique and important. As this area, as Georgia and South Carolina coast, experience great popularity and great pressures for economic development and residential and recreational development that everyone celebrates. It is putting great pressure on the tidal lands, on the natural areas, on the bottomlands, that all of this important wildlife that inhabit the refuge depend on. And so this unique place, literally the physical place that the refuge inhabits, is very, very special because it is as natural as it gets, and it's under pressure that is illustrative of the pressures all around the country. But in a very, very acute way, the pressures that our natural areas are under as we come close to loving them to death. So this tension between the urbanizing uses and the natural uses of our land, it cuts both ways. It presents opportunities and it presents challenges. As challenges, of course, continuing to expand the refuge to make sure that it incorporates all of the features necessary for a sustainable habitat for a wide range of species is critically important, and that's where the Trust for Public Land is pleased to be one of the many partners that can help. It's not fair to ask the Fish and Wildlife Service to do everything by itself. It takes, as we've already heard, private and nonprofit partners to help with our public stewards of these lands, and so that is why the Trust for Public Land is pleased to help conserve land for people from the cities to the wilderness. The great opportunity that the proximity to urbanizing areas presents, of course, is that of education and recreation and awareness. If any of you have heard of or read Last Child in the Woods, are y'all familiar with that book? If not, I commend it to you. It talks about that very fragile link between between people and nature that so many of us in this room, I see some short young people, but most of us are here because we had benefit growing up of being outdoors and feeling a deep connection with nature. That is not the norm, unfortunately, with people younger than us. I recently, last Saturday morning, I was speaking to a group of high school students who were about to go on a field trip to an 1840s farm that we've saved in metro Atlanta. 20 very bright young people, very interested in historic preservation. It occurred to me to ask them how many of them had ever been on a farm. 2 had ever been on a farm, and one was in Colorado, which is hardly the kind of farm we think about in the southeast. So the educational opportunity that exists in this refuge, and now with this center and these wonderful exhibits, oh my goodness, this is just going to yield dividends for years and years to come, generations and generations. So we are here to celebrate partnerships. We are here to celebrate vision and commitment and the beauty of this wonderful land that has been given to us, with commitment to be good stewards and good friends with y'all. As this refuge approaches its 83rd birthday, according to my calculations, I was struck by the similarities with my father, who came on this trip with me, who is 87. And I think one of the greatest tributes to an octogenarian is that they have accumulated friends of all ages and all types. And in fact, my father is a great example of that, with a 4-year-old who is a neighbor who's devoted to him, and 90-year-olds down the street who are crazy about him. And what I see in this audience, and what I think we'll be seeing day after day here, is that this refuge has, like community icons, accumulated a set of friends of all ages and all types, and that's the highest compliment and the highest honor and demonstration of real value. Thank you very much, and congratulations.